Chit-Chat-Cadillac. Chit-Chat-Cadillac. It's Ruse. Chit-Chat-Cadillac.
Love it so much you're winding back.
It's Ruse. Chit-Chat-Cadillac.
They're doing some improv and having a chat.
It's Ruse. Chit-Chat-Cadillac.
Yes, and it's starting right now.
Oh, hi there. It's me, Jennifer Coolidge. Welcome to Rue's Chit-Chat-Cadillac with your host, Rue Halwala.
Woo!
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Jennifer Coolidge. There is nothing cooler than Jennifer Coolidge, unless we are talking about today's guest.
Wow.
Queens of the musical improv scene, we have Jacinta Gregory
Hey.
and Sarah Gaul.
Hello, what a pleasure to be here. Jennifer Coolidge.
Oh my gosh, aren't we privileged?
I just didn't realize you had the budget for such
Yeah.
big stars, but it's good to see them. Yeah,
That's
appearing
crazy.
on a
Yeah.
local podcast. I love that. I love that. Thanks.
The things we do to make a show happen.
I settled for a hot dog.
Another thing we have to mention that we have the stars of Blank the Musical here, a completely improvised musical hour, which is an absolute delight, coming back for one night only on the 22nd of February at the Factory Theatre.
Really excited to bring it back. It's with our friends Araya and Nick, produced by Little Triangle. It's a different show every time.
I saw the one at Holy Moly.
Oh, that
and
was
at
great.
Holy Moly, it was
right.
like the best show
That's
ever.
right.
It was my favorite show
It's
with a
so,
friend.
it's so funny. People said that, and I was like, it was crazy. So, look, if you're looking to watch something completely psychopathic
Yeah.
with a bunch of shrill women, then yeah, you should go see
Very
Blank.
hysterical. Yeah, absolutely.
I am, and I highly recommend it to
Amazing.
everyone. And Jacinta, you also have a solo show coming out.
Oh my gosh. Yes, it's called My Intervention. It is a musical comedy hour. It's at the Old Fit. That's right, we do theatre here. And it's for like 4 nights in mid-March. So yeah, I don't know, maybe follow me on Instagram and see what's up.
Yeah.
Please do. All right, let's jump straight into some improv. Jennifer, can we have a word of inspiration,
Oh my God.
please?
Your word of suggestion is glass.
The sound of shattering on a tile floor.
I used to be famous. Now look at me, wasting away in this mansion.
Well, ma'am, I wouldn't exactly say you were wasting away. I'd say you're spending out your retirement.
Shut up, Jeeves!
Oh, I'm sorry.
Shut your little stupid face, Jeeves.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Oh, Jeeves, you're my best friend. Do you know that?
I do, ma'am, but, please, allow me to sit down. Allow me to bandage up your hand.
Oh, she stands up and then immediately falls over in the opposite direction.
Ma'am! Oh, thank God your fainting couch was there. That's exactly what it's for.
Oh, of course. Oh, Jeeves, everyone's forgotten me. That I was the biggest actress in the 50s. Remember that movie I did?
I do. East Winds of Cataract.
Yes, of course. And the other one?
West Winds of Winthorne.
Of course. And of course, Little Boop Shortly Goes to School.
The Oscar winner.
It was my first Oscar. I was 2 years old. Remember the song I used to do?
I do. Wait, is that someone at the great door?
Answer it, Jeeves!
But we haven't had company here for nigh on 21 years, not since the incident.
You told me you'd never bring that up again.
I
She slaps him across his
Oh!
face backhanded.
I'm sorry,
and then
ma'am.
does it front-handed.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
And then backhanded one more time.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
You deserve that, Jeeves. But I'm sorry I have to do it. Get the door!
I don't even know if it opens anymore. He scurries away.
Perhaps it is my long-lost husband and agent, Maurice.
Ma'am, if I may, Maurice. To see you.
I thought it might be him.
I'll be just outside the door, ma'am. if
Tell
you need
him I'm
anything.
not ready for him yet!
Sorry, he just entered the room of his own volition.
Oh, well, hello, Maurice.
Hello.
I will leave you two to it. Please ring the bell if you need anything.
Thank you.
I'm back, baby.
Maurice, I thought you died. I thought you'd gone to the Himalayan mountains to live a wonderful life.
Yes, I faked my own death, and then I was there in the wilderness regretting everything. Regretting how I treated you, how I never saw how talented you really were, and how I just left everything for nothing.
Oh, Maurice, you left me for that younger woman, that 20 8-year-old intern when I had my best days ahead of me, and you couldn't see that. I could have played the lead in Little Women.
Of
I
course
could have
you
been the
could.
littlest one.
Oh, you would have been teeny tiny. Oh, God. I regret everything. Is there anything I can do to make amends?
Maurice, get me on the screen again.
I'll do it.
And see.
It's like a soap.
Yeah,
It's a
I love
soap.
it.
I
love it.
All right, let's have a little chit chat,
Great.
shall we?
I love it.
Great.
Both of you are musical improv icons. Not only improv, though, we also do a lot of musical stand up.
Mhm.
Tell me, how did you get into the musical comedy scene? Jacinta?
I mean, my origins are they're so classic, right? I started doing sketch shows at Sydney University, right? And that was a really good place to start like playing around and doing things for fun when I was a bit younger. You know, only a couple years younger because I'm 16 years old, but
Just a
yeah.
baby.
Just a baby. Just a baby. I was a tiny student. I was a prodigy. Yeah, but that was really excellent because they would just give you money to put on these like terrible productions because they could. Like, it was so good. I've literally not had such a high budget to do a show since. Like, it's unbelievable. But anyways, so yeah,
Not
Sydney
since
Uni.
today's show.
Yeah, not since, of course,
With the big
Jennifer.
JC.
Shout out with Jennifer
Coolidge,
with
incredible.
JC. Who cares about Jesus Christ? We got the best JC in the
We
house.
got the
here.
best.
We got the better one. We got the better one. Yeah, and then after that, I started like gigging for fun, and then just like working myself up to kind of like paid gigs and things like that. Yeah,
Gorgeous.
that's kind of it.
And Sarah, what's your origin story?
Thank you so much for asking. Do you remember like the Delta Goodrum era of like video hits and like when Yes and I's came out?
Yes.
And so like she iconically like played the piano and sang, and I played the piano and sang separately, and I was like, oh my God, I want to do that. I literally want to do that. And so I sat
Inspired by Delta.
inspired by Delta. But the thing is, I sat down at, like, this might have been when I was like maybe 18, and then I sat down and tried to write like a really earnest like pop song, and I couldn't do it. Like, I couldn't take it seriously. I wrote like parody pop songs, and that's how it all sort of started.
I also wrote like parody songs in high school.
Oh my God.
One I wrote at the age of 14 called WTF is Up With This Generation.
Oh,
That's like
hot
that
take.
sounds like a Green Day song.
It's really, and I was listening to all the Green Day back then, so it probably does. It probably does. It probably does. Do you want to hear a bit of it?
Yes.
Please.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Can we get the file?
Okay.
Like, I want to hear this.
Okay.
Introducing WTF is Up With This Generation by Jacinta Gregory.
Okay, you guys. There's some stuff that isn't politically correct in this era, but it was back then. All right, let's go. Clicks are so important these days. Wow, what a world. Are you a nerd or are you just cool or are you a bitchy girl? Now, context for this, we didn't like a boy called Ben. Do you hang with the cool group of boys or do you hang with the gay Ben? Do you drink and take shots every night and look for an easy lean? WTF is up with this generation. WTF are we supposed to do? So let's all dance and sing, yeah! It's a stupid, irreparable thing. What are we gonna do about our generation?
What about? We love it. Thank you.
I don't know.
That was iconic.
So, musical comedy, I think, is really daunting for a lot of people.
Yes.
Singing is a very, very scary task. How do you channel the confidence that you need to be a musical comedian?
When I'm performing, I don't even think about it. Like, I never ever worry about my voice. I never ever worry about singing. I practice in such a way that when I write the song, I will rehearse until I actually can do it with my eyes closed and don't need to think about it. Because so often in comedy, we'll be like playing and singing, doing a show, and like someone will be heckling, something will be happening, like there'll be distractions, there'll be this, there'll be that, there'll be like a weird couple in the front row, there'll be whatever. And so I have to be on auto sort of pilot with the song so then I can engage with what's actually happening in the room. I would find stand-up scarier than
I agree.
musical comedy.
It's like I always feel so safe just knowing at the end of my set, like I'll usually do like a few few stand-up jokes beforehand, and then I'll do the song. And if those jokes don't go well, I know that I have a baller song that's about to happen. And everyone that might be falling asleep because, you know, they're tired, it's a weeknight, whatever, they will immediately wake up because music just makes people pay attention.
It does.
It's very, very lucky. So it's a great format to get into. I would just suggest, like, start writing funny ideas and stand-up jokes in the same way anyone else would, but then think about how they can be turned into songs.
Also, the key is to write the unfunny version first. That's my favorite part.
100%.
It's like not
100%.
everything needs to be, I'm just like, I'll write just a bad version of this song and then you can add the jokes
Well,
in.
it's like that thing that writers say where it's just like, write as quickly as possible, just draft anything out and then like edit it later.
Yeah.
And it's the same with anything else with songs or with comedy. Like just write something down.
Get it
and
down.
You can always fix it later.
Great. Oh my God, I've got a new one.
T,
I've got
go
a new
on.
one that you're going to love. It's about how you can't, how I like, you know, in like 90s, early 90s rom-com, there's always a run through the airport.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you can't do that anymore because of airport security. So I go through the realistic journey
Oh, I love that.
of and it gets really, really unhinged.
They're all that's so funny.
Like you can't just like I always think of that scene in Love Actually where the little boy just like they kind of vaguely look and he just jumps and they're like, oh, what are you gonna do? And now I'm like, he'd be shot in the head.
Yeah.
He tried to do that.
He does.
Yeah, exactly. So
Oh, that's great. I
No,
can't
but-
wait to see it.
So we've talked a lot about what's helpful in musical improv, but a lot of what happens in the moment in a musical improv show particularly is so collaborative and it's on a certain rhythm. What's really unhelpful in a musical improv ensemble?
oh, like a steamroller is so unhelpful.
Yeah.
And also throwing away ideas. It's important to throw away ideas that you had. So if you kind of think that this scene's going to be something, there's a plot twist. It's like, great, my idea is gone and this is now the idea. And I guess the bad thing would be if someone didn't do that and was like, no, we're on a spaceship and that's what's going to happen.
Oh, you can really feel that in improv when someone is like trying to force it in to
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
on their path.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
God.
Musical improv's no different.
I know. It's so hard not to do that. There were so many points where I had an idea in my head of how I wanted the scene to go, and then it would just absolutely not go that way.
Which
but
is
then it would be
fine.
so funny.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was like, I have to just let that go. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Totally.
Let
Well,
it
that's
lie.
the beauty of it. It's like
Mhm.
the mix of people's brains together, turning it into something that no one knows.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
where it could end up.
Oh,
Like, we're
100%.
finding out what happens in the musical the same time as everyone else.
Oh,
I
it's-
love that.
It's so exciting. It's such an exciting format. I will say another pitfall, okay, for musical improv in particular, you do not have to rhyme all the time.
No.
And people get real stuck in their ruts and they're like, I have to rhyme every line. And I'm like, is that funny? Is that entertaining? No. It's also not how musical theatre works either.
Yeah.
Musical theatre goes all over the place. Like, they'll rhyme one phrase and then they'll start talking. Like, the end of a phrase, they'll be like, okay, can I do an example or something?
Yeah.
Would singing sound bad or good? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Please.
I'm going to the shops. I'm going to meet my friend. I'm going to learn a lot. And then I'll be beautiful. Like, you don't have to rhyme the phrase, is what I'm trying to say. See how shop didn't
You
rhyme with
obviously
anything
pre-wrote
else?
that. You
I
know, you
wrote
pre-wrote
that.
you pre-wrote
Yeah, wow.
that.
And also, didn't you see how it was a beautiful storyline that was happening? Wow, how did I think of that? Going to the shops? I don't think anyone's ever thought of that in improv before.
I would just say for anyone listening who's a fan of improv or thinking of doing it, please don't discount musical improv even if you're not a singer. Like,
Yes,
it's
oh my
so
God,
much
you don't have to be a
fun.
good singer, please.
You can learn so much about improv just from doing musical improv.
100%. It forces you to do huge character choices and like big, bold narrative decisions and things because I think also like singing puts people in a very vulnerable place and you just kind of have to like put that to the side and get it done. It's it's my favorite format. I love it.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, you sweet, beautiful angels, for joining me.
Thank you for having
for
us.
having
It's been such a
us.
pleasure.
It's been fun.
Absolutely.
It has been a pleasure. Now let's finish off with a little second beat of improv.
Yay.
Yes.
Ma'am, they're ready for you.
I can't go out there, Jeeves. They'll know me as a fraud, as a fake, as a fallacy.
They're lucky to have you.
I don't know if I'm built to play the littlest woman in the Little Women remake with Timothy Chalamet.
But you're so tiny. Even tinier than Timothy Chalamet.
But
Ma'am, there's nothing for it. Take a breath and remember who you are. We cut to set. It is Maurice and Eleanor playing opposite each other in a dramatic scene set on a big soundstage that looks like a beach. Action.
It's just you and me, baby.
oh, thank you for taking me to the beach. Me, a young girl of 17 years.
Sorry, cut. Lovely work. 70 years. There, Elena. 70 years. Great.
17.
70?
17.
Say it with me, 70?
It wouldn't make... I don't understand the motivations. in the sense that how could I, a woman that looks like she's in her 20s, play a 70-year-old woman?
You're right. My mistake. Keep the line as is. And rolling, sound, action.
When I lay my eyes on a woman of just 70 years.
Teen.
Cut. So the character's now 17.
17.
Yep.
That's correct. Wonderful.
Great. 17.
Sorry,
Everyone.
17.
17.
17.
1-7.
I don't know if you need to hear that line again at a louder volume, since you seem not to have grasped it before.
Okay. Position 1, please. Rolling, sound, action.
And me, a young girl of 17, just about to finish high school.
The entire cast and production crew watch rapt in this exquisite scene.
Eleanor, I didn't get rid of Timothy Shalamalamala and come here to play beside you to tell these lies. You're a beautiful woman of 70 years age. Own it.
Oh my gosh, why this isn't how Little Women is supposed to go at all. But I love that you want to write something new, Maurice, just for me. And I love that you kicked that twink off set. Not to say that had anything to do with him not being here anymore.
And
But I
see.
appreciate it.